Yo, what's up, boys?
What's up,
Trifecta today.
everybody?
Little trifecta. No, I'm kidding. We got Justin in the back. He's gonna produce the show. We're gonna do a quick NBA. All game ones have happened. A couple game twos. Three big stories coming out of those first games, and I guess we can just get right into it. Justin, go ahead and uh, roll it, man. All right, Roland, let us know what happened. That's your ex boy right there. Your ex 2-0 San
Well,
Antonio Spur, Kawhi Leonard making an appearance.
yeah, Kawhi Leonard made an appearance. They had the one of the bigger upsets, this past weekend with their defeat of the Suns. They beat them 115-110. Kawhi pretty much just had an I'm him game. He looked at KD and Booker and he said, "You guys are not better than me. I'm gonna beat you guys." He had some help from the Brody. Gonna throw that out there for you guys, so we can discuss it because we're gonna have to. But definitely Clippers beating the Suns definitely ruined a lot of parlays out there. Suns were the big 6.5 point favorites, I think, going into that game. And they opened up 7.5, 8 points again for game two. Don't know, that's a little too many points, but we'll get into that a little bit later. Do you guys want to talk about the rest of the games, or you want to stop here
Yeah,
and
man,
talk a little
Ben.
bit about the Clippers Suns?
I don't know. I'm kind of good with it. Hey Ben, anything from the Clippers and Suns that you want to touch on?
No, just I agree with
Because Kawhi
Roland.
just balled out, right? I mean,
Yeah, Kawhi
gotta give
balled
it to him.
out. Westbrook, the guy not known for playing much defense, gets a lot of flack for not really trying on defense and being one of those freelancers. Comes up with a huge play on Booker. Not only blocks the shot, but ends up, throwing it off of Booker while Booker's complaining to the ref. I think that's something we've seen a little too much, man. Devin Booker, time to nut up, my boy. If you ain't Batman, take the Robin seat. Let KD get to work in the fourth. I know KD didn't have a shot in the last 2 minutes, 1 minute of the game. Also, a lot's being said of Monty Williams running out four bench players with Booker out there in the fourth quarter. They're saying he's got to get his lineups together, but we need more KD, and we need Booker to be that D Wade to LeBron. You know what I mean? So more KD if they want to win this series.
Something else that stood out for these. Or go ahead, Roland.
No, I was going to say they're going to need it. KD played more of a facilitator role. I think he had a triple-double. If not, he was maybe an assist away from getting a triple-double. But he needs to take over. He needs at least 30 points. They want to beat this Clippers team and move on and actually be those title contenders that everybody, including Vegas, thought they were going to be. And the other glaring thing before, Ron, you go and give your take, is the Suns have no depth. No depth. We all know they made that big trade for KD, included in that trade, and I think we all agree he needed to be included and make the deal done. But Mikal Bridges, man, they are really missing him, because you just talked about Monty Williams not having anybody to throw out there with Devin Booker. That's a product, or partially product, of that trade for KD. So, I mean, it's a give and a take, but they gave it up for KD, and they need him to be him. So, yeah.
Let's foreshadow a bit into tonight's game for them. I mean, KD, you see his points prop set at 27.5. Roland, you just said, they're going to need a 30 piece from KD. He's going to need to be the man. I tend to agree. Over 27.5 looks pretty tempting for tonight, and pretty much a must-win game for Phoenix. They cannot go back to LA down 0-2. That's usually when KD, takes the front seat. So I like that over 27.5 for him tonight.
I just don't think that KD's 100%, and he's going out there and he's trying to ball and he's not 100% and he's not confident. We saw what happens with athletes when they're not confident. They get all messed up, in their head, man. And I honestly think that that's what it is. He's not the KD with the Golden State Warriors who was winning the MVP right now. He's just not. He's not playing like it, and he might not be feeling like it either. But something else that stood out of these four games is clearly the Heat 130, the Bucks 117. I think was that the 1 versus 8 seed?
Indeed, it was.
Right. One versus 8 seed there. We saw the Heat, who didn't do well in the play-in game, didn't do a good performance, but they come out, they dropped 130. They did lose Tyler Hero. I think we have a clip of that, Justin, if you can go ahead and roll that on there. What do you guys think, man? Was it more of just the Heat played really, really well? Did the Bucks just come out flat? And what's going to happen now with Tyler Hero's injury?
Yeah, I mean, there was another injury in this game also. There was Giannis.
Yeah,
Giannis got hurt early in the first quarter, went back to the locker room, came back, tried to play a bit, back to the locker room in the second quarter, and immediately got rolled out. Didn't practice today. Still a game time decision for tomorrow. He's a superstar, right? If he's nursing a back injury, you really don't want him to practice. the day before the game or the playoff game. You need your superstar there. You don't need him getting hurt or aggravating it in practice. But man, that's a big loss. Yes, Tyler Hero with a broken hand is also a big loss for Miami. I honestly thought that the Bucks were still going to be able to pull it off without Giannis. I said, okay, Middleton is in. Holiday is there. Bobby Portis was playing with a lot of energy. Really was the only guy that had the crowd in the game and looked like he was fighting for it. But to give up 130 points to a Heat team that we saw struggling to get buckets in the play-in, definitely not a good look. I don't know how much of Giannis getting hurt really sucked out, the energy out of the building and the team. But, based on Giannis's health, this is a series that the Bucks may lose if Giannis can't suit up.
Yeah, no, I agree. I think the Giannis injury shifts not only this series, but it shifts the landscape of the whole playoffs as we talk about it. Because we came on here last week and I said the Bucks and Suns were my finals matchup. Without Giannis, that goes out the window. And we're looking at either the Celtics or the Sixers to represent the East. I know some of us already had the Sixers or the Celtics representing, but that makes that path for them that much easier. And it's unfortunate for the Bucks because they were waiting to pair Giannis and Middleton together all year because, as we all know, Middleton has been injured all year. He's finally coming on board, and Giannis gets hurt. It's worrisome because it's his back, and we all know Giannis is a super physical player. He's going to put his back into it, pause, and make you really feel him. Pause, and he's a very physical guy. So, what I'm trying to say is that back injury could be very detrimental and something that could prevent him from coming back in the series. I hope he's able to go. I think they said he's day to day. I'm not too sure on the latest reports, but yeah, the Bucks need him. And to answer the second part of that question, I think the Heat, they got 20 points, I think, from Gabe Vincent. Tyler Hero, he came up big for them in some spots. Struss came up big. Love came up with 18. With the Hero injury, I think that may be too much for the Heat to overcome, but who knows if Giannis is out? Because I think Jimmy Butler, I think he can will himself to a first round upset if Giannis isn't on the other side.
Yeah, hey, I'm back, man. Am I good or no?
Yes,
you're good.
You're good.
All right, cool.
What did you think about that?
About where did we leave off? The Heat and the Bucks? Shit, man. Now, with those two, main players injured, I think maybe it's more of a over bet. The series should go at least maybe 6 or 7 now that it's a little bit more competitive. That's the only thing that I can take away from that, man. I want to switch over already to the Lakers and the Grizzlies because we have a little video if Roland wants to, I'm sorry, if Justin wants to put that up there. And Irv is in the comments too. Shout out Irv. He's already putting Lake Show up there. Big Reenie's up, on the comments as well. Alex Brunch going off again. So yeah, man. So obviously Ja Morant, he's done. I don't know if you guys know exactly what they said, how long he's going to be out for, but
not done.
Game time decision.
Okay, game time decision. What do you guys think now? Is it less than 6 games, or you still feel a 6 to 7 games?
Yeah, that jaw injury was a soft tissue bruise, is what they're saying. So he said it's day to day, like Roland said, game time for tomorrow. But Roland, you saw the series odds shift drastically.
Yeah, I think the Lakers, depending on what happens with Ja Morant, I think they might be able to make quick work of the Grizzlies. Because even with Ja Morant on the court, I was not impressed with what I saw from the Grizzlies. I thought that they would at least come out strong for game 1. I will say, asterisk, I picked the Lakers to win the series, but I thought game 1, the Grizzlies were going to come out strong and really, impose their will, especially at home with Ja Morant. Jaren Jackson Jr. just got named Defensive Player of the Year. But it's the same story as the regular season. These guys are not to be taken seriously. Honestly, I can't take them serious. I think the Lakers, depending on Ja, if he comes back, if Ja does not come, even if he comes back next game and he's 50-50 or whatever you want to call it, the Lakers win game 2, the series is over in 5, maybe 6. I'll give the Lakers that much credit because I think they're a team that might be hitting their stride here. They might have, unlocked a third scorer, maybe a third producer behind AD and LeBron James in Mr. In Reeves, Mr. I knew it day one from practice. I knew it as he was strapping on the Nikes before he even laced them up. You know, LeBron
He didn't
James.
even wear Nikes. He was probably an Adidas guy and shit. Like, it's just another one of LeBron's lies rolling.
So am I going too far here with my Lakers love, or do you share the same concern for the Grizzlies and not so much love for the Lakers?
I mean, you have to have concern for the Grizzlies, obviously, with Ja going down, right? Jaren Jackson had the game, I don't want to say of his life, but probably one of the top 10 games of his career. The way that he played game one, the only reason they were in there, they were down 4. There was 5:48 left on the clock when Ja went down. I feel like it was like a gut punch to the team with Ja going out and kind of how serious it looked. The crowd got out of the game. You know, they still went on a little run, but just the turnovers down the stretch, you know, that's when Ja is going to be. Tyus Jones is a really good backup point guard. Don't get it twisted. Arguably one of the best backup point guards in the league. But down the stretch, you want Ja. You want the guy that the defense is going to overcommit to, that they're really going to respect, right? The Lakers did seem to have something going, though. Austin Reeves closed the game out, which was crazy. I don't think we saw AD shoot in the final 2 minutes. LeBron hit a big 3, you know, there late in the fourth. But, I mean, the fact that, back to what we talked about, LeBron giving Schroeder the ball and just making the right basketball play, like, they just let Austin Reeves go, bro. You know what I mean? Like, this dude, right? This dude who's on a contract year and who's just making that paycheck go higher and higher this offseason, it's pretty crazy. I mean, that chemistry, you got to like it, right? You got to usually – you hate LeBron chucking up shots, forcing something late in the game or whatever. They let Austin Reeves do his thing, bro, and it worked out. Let's see how Memphis comes out in game 2. I mean, are you overreacting? No. The series price went to minus 295 for the Lakers. I don't think Vegas is overreacting that much either. The injury might be more severe than we think. So Lakers are now rightfully favored. I agree with you. If Memphis loses tomorrow, it could be a sweep. I really hope that they don't lose tomorrow.
Yeah, I got 2 questions for you on this one, just because, you know, they're the hot topics. One, Austin Reeves, I guess from a certain point after the All-Star break till now, top 10 in free throw attempts. Do you have any problem with him being, you know, a free throw merchant, or do you think it's just a product of him being aggressive? Because there's a difference. You always want your guys to be aggressive. If they're getting to the rim, you're putting the ref in a situation to make a call more times than not. So do you think he's getting favorable whistle, or he's being rightfully aggressive?
I mean, I think it's a little bit of a mixture of both. I'm not going to completely shit on the guy, but the one thing I'll say about him is, like, obviously, look, he's a white dude who's not the most athletic. He was a tall point guard, you know, at Oklahoma, like a 6'4", 6'6" point guard. But his IQ, bro, it's his IQ that just makes his game that much better. And he puts himself in some of those positions just to get the easy foul calls. And you know how these referees are nowadays, man? They can't wait to blow their whistle, especially in the playoffs. It's been a ref show lately. So I think that it's his high IQ that he puts himself in those positions. He's a good player. Are the Lakers going to be able to retain him after this? Let's let them have their run, right? Let's let the playoffs play out. But it's going to have to be a pretty big check the way Austin Reeves closed out that game 1.
Yep. And I mean, at least, you know, LeBron can always tell Reeves that, hey, I knew it before anybody, bro. So give me that discount. I knew it before anybody.
If LeBron ever owns a team, he ain't going to be drafted bust like Jordan. I'll tell you what. He ain't missed coming back to his
LeBron's never missed, bro. LeBron's never missed. And the second question I just wanted to ask you before we move on to the next game is, any problem with charges here? Any problem with, you know, Giannis getting hurt on a charge? John Morant getting hurt on a charge taken, or are you on the side of you see the guy standing there and you're still going at him? Because there is a difference of sliding in when the guy's already in the air and then seeing the dude and still trying to go at him. Big story, or you're good on this?
I don't think that it's a big story. This is not like, you know, we're gonna get into the NBA purist. This is like the baseball purist and them having all those problems with rule changes, but the charge got to stay in there as a big guy. I haven't taken many charges in my, you know, short basketball career. I wasn't one to be taking charges. I know you, on the other hand.
That was me.
You know, you were a charge monster. So I think that that's the way for these less athletic guys to be able to make plays defensively, just beating people to the spot. And then you have some of these guys. I mean, John Morant looks to go for that poster. Like you all say, every time that he sees, there's only one guy there. All right, I'm going for the rafters and trying to come down on this dude. And then Giannis just ran right into him. Like if it was, Derrick Henry through the A gap. Wild, bro. Wild. The hero one was kind of, a freak injury, I would say. I don't think that one was on a charge, if I remember correctly. But
I don't think so.
No, we're not going to get rid of the charge, okay? The charge it's got to be a part of the game, especially at that level, bro. How much of an advantage would there be for the offense if there wasn't a charge? Get out of town.
Yeah, it's like you already removed the hand check. It's like, what else do you want? You just want no defense at all and just see who can score? It's just, it's crazy. You got to stop the conversation at some point. And that was for the West. I mean, we're not going to cover the Nuggets beating the Wolves. I think we all expected that result. Anything else you want to cover on the West?
Let's just close out with the comment that Josh is saying. Let's talk a little bit about that Warriors and Kings series, and then we can get out of here. We had that
That's right.
drama with Draymond last night. The ejection. I mean, the Warriors are down 0-2 for the first time since dating back to 2006. They are going back to Golden State, where they're opened up as a -7, -8 point favorite. So obviously, Vegas and everybody is looking for the Warriors to at least win one, if not even out the series. But I mean, Roland, I know I picked the Warriors as well. I said Warriors in 6. I didn't think the Kings were going to have enough. But man, in watching the games play out, De'Aaron Fox, there's not going to be anybody that walks through that door that is going to stop him from getting to his spot, bro.
No, not at all. And first of all, like last night, I thought WrestleMania was last weekend. I thought that was done with, But lo and behold, you got Mr. Draymond Green here on the screen. Hey, he's got to go for that little curb stomp there. Got to let him know that he's there. It's just, it's ridiculous. Whatever. We can save, some time at the end for my take on that. But back to answer your question about the series. First of all, we all came on here on the podcast and we all picked Sacramento to win game 1, right? Yes. I was a little surprised because Golden State, if you watched game 1, I thought Golden State, for not being able to stop De'Aaron Fox or Malik Monk, I thought they were controlling the game for the most part. I thought that was Golden State's game to win, and they blew that. So they blow game 1. I got a little worried because coming back game 2, I think that gave the Kings a little bit of confidence. They're like, shit, we came back on these guys. Let's go in for it. And I think the Warriors are in trouble. Josh, the Warriors aren't winning this series. I'm sorry. The Warriors are going home in round 1. They're going to go home in 6 or 7. So the Warriors are actually losing in 6 or 7. It just depends how much bite they have in them, because it all comes down. It's going to be Stephen Curry again. Like I don't think you can rely on Klay Thompson for 4 games. You sure as hell can't rely on Jordan Poole. Who knows what's going on with that guy?
How lost does he look, dude?
He's lost. I mean, come on.
He just got paid, and he got knocked out, and he ain't come back.
I was going to say, he's still gathering his legs from getting dropped by Draymond in the offseason. He still hasn't gotten his wits back about him. But yeah, and then you have Allen here talking about Draymond. Look, or not he was held, he still curb stomped the guy. Like you can move your foot out of the lock that you were supposedly in and keep on going about your day. But no, Draymond Green was like, nah, you're holding me, bro. Let me step on you and crack your rib. Look, this is the problem when you give a guy like Draymond, and look, yes, he has a lot of T's, but he should have way more. This guy should be banned from the league by now, if we're being honest, by the way that he acts out there every night. His teammates can't stand him. Steve Kerr can't stand him. The management probably can't stand him. I mean, the only guys I'm pretty sure, like Clay and Steph, they're cool with him because they've been through it with the guy. But Jordan Poole, come on. He's walking on eggshells around the guy, doesn't want to get dropped. Look, Draymond Green, I think he's good. He brings a lot of good to the game. But no, Josh, he was not going to fall. And even if what he did was the right thing to do, he went way too hard on that. And you should know, this is the same guy They got suspended in the finals for kicking LeBron in the nuts. You should know. You should know. I'm sorry. That's a
before that,
clown show.
Sabonis was a punching bag last night, bro. Let's not get it twisted. The dude was getting raped, hacked, kicked, stomped, and even then, we know Draymond for being able to act and get that flop and that foul. He's holding your ankle. Just fall forward on your hands, and it's a foul call because he held your ankle. They probably even go review it and say it's a flagrant or some shit because he was holding you from the fast break. But you don't just go and stomp on the guy and get yourself ejected in another game that you were right there on the verge of coming back and winning, and then you give them the 2 free throws, which Sabonis ends up missing anyway because of how fucked up he was. I mean, literally, the dude was a punching bag yesterday. Props to him. They're really giving him like that playoff welcome. Like, hey, kids, you're up here with the big boys now in the playoffs, and shit ain't sweet. Shit's gonna be rough. Draymond lost his cool, bro. You saw him going at it with the fan, even at that point. Like, it should be in the cards to suspend him a game. I know that there's no shot with the Warriors being down 0-2 and them going back to Golden State. I don't think that he would play that much of a factor in the line opening up that high, whether he's playing or not. The Warriors would probably be favored, but he was out of pocket and he knew exactly what he was doing, bro. He knew exactly.
And they're supposed to be the veterans in this situation. They're supposed to be the
4-time
NBA champions, and you got Draymond Green acting like this, and then like again, still doing the stuff with the fans. Like, dude, come on, like you don't have over 10 points. I don't know why you're acting like you're doing Steph's work. Like, I know you put in a lot of work on defense and you know you cried your way to Defensive Player of the Year, but come on, man, like let's not act like that. That's all that I'm trying to say. I'm already tired of it, and that's because I kind of like Draymond. I see what he brings to the table as a player. I do. I see the intensity. He's the linchpin of their defense. Has been for years. Can't act like that's not the case. But as soon as he goes out, what happened? De'Aaron Fox layup line. Like Draymond Green's not in the game anymore. So Draymond Green, yeah, I know he's not the best offensive player, but he still is the linchpin of that defense, and you can't make that decision. Sorry for going on a little rant there, but
how many times is it going to happen though, Roland?
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to say. It's already crazy. Like, we've been talking about this same kind of action from him since 2016. We're 2023 now. That's 7 years of the same action, and again, you're talking about giving a guy a leash. This is a result of that. I mean, he thought that he could do that and get away with it, and then come in post game and say, "Hey guys, you know, I'm not the most flexible guy in the world. Like, I that's just the way my leg reacts in those situations. You know, like." And coming out and saying that type of stuff, you know, instead of saying, "Hey, like, I shouldn't have done that," you know, blah blah blah. Like, you know, he's already over here like saying whatever because the league has made him feel like he's untouchable because he gets so much of a leash in these situations. You've seen it time and time again. Like, it looks like he's almost about to punch a ref, and they still don't tee him up in the NBA Finals because it's the NBA Finals, and you know, we can almost commit murder sometimes. It's just ridiculous.
And then like at the same time though, Roland, like we said, like these are the baby kings. You know what I mean? I think that this is kind of just like that dominance. They were still in this game, but they do look a lot slower, bro. They look a lot slower. So something has to be done. You know, I know that he sometimes gets these technicals on purpose to kind of fire the team up, you know, and they go on runs after that. It happened with the Nuggets a couple of weeks back. You know, he got that technical with the Nuggets, and then they didn't look back, and they boat raced the Nuggets in that game. But he just goes – he doesn't know where the line is anymore, bro. He just goes –
He has no line. He has no line.
Yeah.
They told him, do what you want. Do what you want, because we know that's how you are. That's crazy to me, dude. Any other player acts like that, they're out of the league.
Yeah.
Maybe out of the league. It's just – come on.
They get suspended. There's a lot more that comes with it. But, yeah, I mean, his leash is that long, so it does take ridiculous shit like that for him to get ejected. Not just, you know, talking to the refs a certain way. But, yeah, man, let's wrap up that NBA talk. We can come back on here, Thursday? We're supposed to have another pod?
I went a little long in the tooth with that.
And it's the hot take right now, though. Everybody's got their piece.
Nah.
I mean, yes, he was retaliating to getting his ankle held, but it wasn't that serious, bro. Come on. Let's not act like he was going to ankle lock him or sprain his ankle, anything like that. Like, be real. He had his balance. He had his wits about. He never fell, nothing. He just trampolined off of his rib cage. And that's it. Like, he got what was coming to him.
And I agree. So just, I want to acknowledge Alan's comment here. He is with us most times we come on. Yeah, he does have a loose leash because he does act like this. And if they were to throw him out every time, it would look bad. But after a certain point, I still think you just give the player too much, privilege, or you make him think that he has so much privilege that he can walk around and do what he wants, and stuff like this kind
happens.
of happens. Yeah.
Yeah.
Ron.
Yeah, I'm back finally, and the show's over, but it's all good, man. It's all good. You guys did a hell of a job. Before we go, though, Justin's producing. Diego, you're wondering where Justin is. He's in the back. He's producing. Him and Ben just did an MMA show. Oh, look, there he is.
Oh, breaking the fourth wall, baby. Here he is, producer Just.
No, all right, well, you guys just did a
MMA. We just did a little UFC video. We recapped. We hit 3 fights that are coming up this weekend. UFC, it's Vegas in the Apex. Sergey Pavlovich against Curtis Blades. Curtis Blades coming in as a -200. The comeback on Pavlovich +155. Pretty good fight in the heavyweight division, man. We talked about how it's in the small cage. We broke down 3 fights. We gave 3 plays that we will be on this Saturday as well. Got a little juicy +200 dog in there as well. So pretty quick video, right, Jess? It was 5-6 minutes.
5 minutes, 9 seconds. And, little edits in there. We had little clips and highlights, just working on our craft. So it's a good little video. Check it out.
Yeah.
Ron and
but
Justin
yeah, boys, we'll be back Thursday.
Yeah, we should be back Thursday.
Oh, the draft's Thursday. Did y'all just say that?
Next Thursday.
Okay.
Hey, we will also be on for the draft. We talked about, at least the first 10 picks, something like that. Draft night next Thursday. I believe it's the 27th. We will be going live. Let's see how it plays out, guys. I know that, the big board, it's kind of number 1 is sealed. And, then from then on, it's up to the Texans. The draft starts with the Texans, and they got a lot of outs right now. They're on that river card, and they got a lot of outs right now, baby.
Yep, I like it, boys. Sorry for the technical difficulties, but I appreciate everybody watching and just hanging out with us, man. Like, share, how it goes. The videos, we've been doing pretty good, on Instagram and stuff. There's some cool stories that are popping up, and everybody's kind of liking them, sharing them, and we really appreciate that shit, man. Thank you. But anything else, boys, before we come back later on this week?
No,
that's it.
Spurs go.
Go Spurs. Go.
There we go.
Spurs go, baby.
That model's going to be big.
Hey, Lakers in 5, man. Peace.
All right, peace.